Hello again, YouTube. Actually, more or less talking to myself since I'm not a big streamer type thing. Anyway, just doing an update. Pardon me, hiccups. Doing an update on my 10 and 1.5 gallon tank. Everything is doing fabulous. And there you see Autumn up there doing his thing, just hanging out in the light, being a bit of a ham. The camera doesn't want to focus because it's a jerk. His fins are getting a little strippy there on the top. I'm not sure why. I just did a tank clean out yesterday. I tried to get a lot of those off the eggs off the stick. It's not working. I also trimmed a lot of the plants, but apparently forgot a leaf back there. This is my little turtle. At the pet store they sell like a turtle for every season. I'm gonna start buying one for each season, so we're gonna do the 4th of July. And I already missed the Valentine's Day and all that, so we're just gonna start with the 4th of July and buy one every season because I think they're kind of cute. Okay, fine, it's not natural, but yeah, it's still really cute in there. I had some issues with my tank there for a while. I got some really good advice from people online. My issue was I was getting a lot of, what do you call it, moss and algae and stuff all over my Java moss, and it was looking really bad. And then on top of that, my plants were not doing so well. You can still see some of the leaves down there that are see-through. They have like going holes in them and spots and all that. And here's some of the older leaves up here too. But basically what I've done is I've started with the CO2 booster again and the fertilizer, the liquid fert, and I also put root tabs all over my aquarium. You can see some new roots coming out right there from my Anubias. It's kind of a hit or miss for me. Like there for a while I was afraid to put too many root tabs in here, so I only did like, 2. But from what everybody was telling me, that each of these sword plants probably need at least 2 each. You can put up to 6 in a 10 gallon from what I understand, what they were told me on the forums. I'm part of a nano fish group on Facebook, and I got in there and asked a bunch of questions. They were very friendly, super helpful, and it was really cool to chat with people who were actually interested in helping me out. So I've been doing that, and it's been about a week now since I did that. The plants have perked up dramatically, which is great. I've also cut my light back on the tanks. The lights only stay on for about 5 hours a day, which it really doesn't matter because I'm not home to see them half the time anyway. They're on in the morning, so I can see them in the morning, then sometime when I'm at work they turn off, which is fine. And that's gotten rid of all the algae problems I was having with the Java moss and everything. The algae has cut back dramatically, and as you can see, I think it's an Amazon sword here, has grown this amazing vine with all these other sword plants on it. So there's a sword, there's one, and that's the last one right there. I'm hoping this one here starts getting roots soon because I actually made some planter pots for them and I'm gonna take them out. So hold on one second. Alright, so I took some of this stuff here because I was gonna buy some planter pots online, but I don't want to spend like $14 on little plastic pots with holes in them, so I took some of that instead. And I cut and hot glued them together to make little baskets. And if you'd like to see a tutorial on this, let me know. Let me know in the comments and I can show you exactly how I did this. And this is the way they turned out. So I'm going to, well, the plan is anyway, to take some of my cheesecloth and some of my old gravel and some soil, and I'm going to put a root tab in each one with the dirt tied in the cheesecloth with some gravel in here. So I'll put like gravel first, cheesecloth, dirt, root tab, more dirt, some plant, tie that off, and then just kind of tie it all in here, and this will be the little planter pot for it. That's the idea. We'll see how that works. I haven't got a chance to do it yet because I've been working a lot. More good news is I might not be moving out of country right now. It's still in the future. By the future, probably another year or 2. I think my fiance is going to move down here. We had some plans change, and it would just be easier and more affordable to buy a house here, fix it up, and then, sell it before we go to England. Which is great. I'm kind of excited to get my own house here, and I really want to build a pond. I really want to get a bigger fish tank, and he's looking forward to getting a bigger fish tank. You can see my banana plant right there. Look how good it's doing. I have some anacris in there I got from work that was dying, and a lot of it's growing. Like, that one's growing, but a lot of it's just falling apart and growing miniature pieces all over the place. It's really weird. There are actually some red cherry shrimp in here, still alive. I put some in here a while back when my little tank was getting a little populated, and I thought they all died because I never see them. And well, when I was doing the tank cleaning, I took some off, and quite a few went swimming away, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're still alive, that's crazy. Let's go over there and take a look at them. Alright, this is my little shrimp tank. Now, this tank is supposed to be a 1.5 gallon. There's a 2.5 gallon at a local pet store that I want to go get. But it's, what is it? It doesn't, looking at it in person, it really doesn't look much bigger than this, if bigger at all. So I'm not sure if I should upgrade or not. And if I do upgrade, what am I going to do with this tank? I'll probably use it as just a sick tank, you know, a rehab type tank. But my shrimp here are still doing fantastic. I need to fix that sponge back there. It's not working quite right. I cleaned this tank out really well. Well, I cleaned it out yesterday, of course, with the 2 tanks. But a week or so ago, probably about 2 weeks ago, I went ahead and really cleaned it out. Like, I really mushed the moss out. I took that sponge filter out back there and gave it some squishies in the water, you know. It had a lot of gunk on it. The same with this plant. I did put in 2 extra root tabs. I put one... There's my leaf zone and stuff over there that I'm using. Bloop. But I put, this is the one I use here. So I put one of these in this tank, but it also has one of the Seacrom's, I can't think of it now, like Flourish type root tab in here. They made me nervous and I didn't use them before because it does say that they have copper in them, but it's like 0.01% of copper, and you're not supposed to use copper with like shrimp. So I didn't really use it before, but a lot of people were telling me that it's fine, one in there won't hurt anything, it's not enough to cause any harm. So I did put one root tab in there, and already it's been about a week and a half, almost, no, it's been about 2 weeks now, and the plant has already, it's perked up a lot, and that's great. A lot of the algae is coming off those roots now because of it. I also cleaned a lot of the roots off myself due to getting the tank back in a better stable condition with the fertilizers and whatnot. I put a little bit of liquid fertilizer in here. By a little bit, I mean like 1 milliliter, milligram-ish, whatever that is. A drop or 2 of the CO and call it good. There's Gary. I still have that snail in here somewhere that doesn't have a name. So I've got Gary and that other, I don't know where it's at. That's in there, I just saw it yesterday. But my little baby cherries are growing up. They're all getting bright orange, red colors, and they're really pretty. My plants are doing really well, especially since I put the root tabs in there. The algae has cut back a lot since I cut the lighting down. Like I said, even on this tank, the light is only on for about 5 hours a day. 5 to 6, somewhere between 5 and 6, because I don't have a digital timer. It's a little crank here. I can show you. Hold on, if you can see down here. Yeah, it's one of those little. It's a little crank. So it's not 100% exact. That's my light that I got off Amazon. Fantastic price. But it's estimated somewhere between 5 and 6 hours that it's on. But I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking about upgrading this to a 2.5 gallon. I'm going to make a lid for it. I'm going to use the same filter. I'm not really sure the best way to do that there, to get all these little guys out without really making them, you know, just disrupting everything. Yeah, they've been doing really well in here since November of last year. So that is what? December, January, February, March, April, May. Wow, that's 7 months that this tank has been running stable. Well, I can't say that. I'll say that it's been 5 months that it's been running stable. The first 2 months were hit or miss as I tried to figure everything out. Try to focus on the shrimpies. It's really cool because they know that I always feed them right here in this corner. So if I mess with the lid of the tank too much, they all just come out of their little hiding places and go to that corner because they're waiting for food. I'm pretty smart like that. I'm pretty smart. I feed them all kinds of various things. I have the shrimp pellets. Shrimp and lobster pellets. I also, once a week or so, I might drop one of these in here. Which is it's a beta feeder, I know, but the shrimp love it. It's got calcium and stuff in it for them, so I thought it'd be really good. I was reading a lot of the stuff in here. Calcium, fish meal, wheat, starch, gluten, brewer's rice, shrimp meal. So yeah, they really love these things. But I only give it to them like once a week. I have some old leftover goldfish flakes back when I used to have guppies. Minnows, not guppies. So every so many days I'll put 1 or 2 flakes in there instead. And I've got some leftover freeze-dried stuff that I used to give to my beta. I have frozen bloodworms for him now, so, you know, every few days or so I might put one of those in there. I don't feed them every day. I feed them like every couple days, 2 to 3 days or so, as needed. There's still algae and stuff in there for them to eat. They're okay. I just want to kind of boost them up a little bit. There's also a piece of, well, it's kind of half buried right now. That is a piece of cuttle bone that they love to still pick at. I'm probably going to pull it out soon and give them a fresh piece because that's been in there for quite a few weeks now. But there we go. So let me know what you think about upgrading this little Tetra. I think this is like a... It looks so much bigger than that 2.5 gallon though. The little square glass one. I measured everything. It should fit just fine. But let me know what you think, if I should upgrade these to the 2.5 or just leave it as it is since it is stable and doing its own thing. And with this guy, I'm not going to do a whole lot but cut those plants down. And let me know if you want me to make a little tutorial on how to make these little plastic planters. Well, I mean, it's really not hard, but some people like to know how to do things. I got the flow really low. Those who haven't seen my filter. Oh, you can't see, there's no light. I've got sponge, this, and then I got the rocks in there, and this is where I usually have the chemical, but I took it out. It's being cleaned right now, so tonight I'm going to take it out of the bleach and dechlorinate it. That's where my protium, but I have rocks in there right now for people who haven't seen. So there's some biological in there. I took the filter cartridge out because they're a pain in the butt. Like I said, this is a sponge. This is a little big black sponge right here. And then it goes to those, then my chemical, and this is just a little mesh net, and that's how my filter cleans. It works so much better than those silly cartridges. Alright, that's my tank update. Yeah. Say bye, Autumn. Somewhere in there is Barbosa. Barbosa's pretty cool. He's getting some bumpies on his nose now. He's back there hiding. I don't know where Hercules is. He was out earlier. For a gigantic black snail, he vanishes very often. Probably on the other side of the log. I don't know why your fins look a little tattered. What did you get caught on? You gonna be a ham? There you go, get in the light. Show everybody your beautiful colors. Alright, peace!